President-elect Sasse, congratulations on behalf of the UF community, the Gator Nation, and also the Gainesville community.
Thank you. It's a fun day.
And Chair Hosseini, it's great to have you here as well. I'd like to start, Mr. Chair, just in sharing with us what led you to select Dr. Sasse as our President-elect.
Our goal, the board's goal, was to select one in a lifetime leader that will take us to the next level. We've done so much in the last 5-6 years, and we were looking for someone that with a huge vision that is able to take University of Florida to be one of the top 10 institutions, both public and private, and we found that in Dr. Sasse.
Was there anything about Dr. Sasse that surprised you when you met him the first time?
No, because I watched Dr. Sasse on TV. I thought he was very, smart, sharp. Really knew his stuff, and so I was extremely impressed with what he did and his books, and no, nothing surprised me. But I would say honestly today, I was just so impressed with his response to the questions we had, and proved everything that I had in my imagination about him.
Thank you. Dr. Sasse, what attracted you to this position? It's one that a lot of people have spoken about. You say that you've been offered many other roles. What is it about the University of Florida?
Well, I wasn't on the job market, but when this chair and the chair of the search committee started their conversations with me, I realized that what's happening in Gainesville is changing the world. This is a place that is doing amazing things in its own right, and yet nobody's satisfied here. Nobody's complacent. There's nobody who says, let's rest on our laurels and just sit still for a decade or two. It's what can we build next? Who can we serve more? How do we do better for Floridians and beyond? And the dynamism in this community is incredibly compelling.
You've described it as the most interesting university. What do you mean by that?
I really believe that universities are going to become more relevant in a world where you can't assume at age 20 or 25 that the work you're doing is going to be the same work you'll be doing when you're 45 or 50. And so you have to build a broader foundation for life, and then you're going to have to go back and get retrained and re-educated again and again. And many universities don't see that. They think the university of 30 years from now is going to look roughly like the university of 30 years ago. I don't think that's true at all. And yet what's happening here is so exciting and compelling in its own right, and yet there's still a lot of humility. There's a lot of entrepreneurial energy and ambition about who we can partner with as well. And so I think the potential here is endless.
So your experience spans public service, it spans business, it expands education as well. Tell us what you bring to this role. You're a student of history, so what do you bring to the University of Florida?
I believe in building big cause, low ego teams, people who want to do stuff that returns the gift of gratitude by benefiting their neighbor. And this institution with 6,000-ish faculty members, a giant number of staff, 57,000 students, more than 600,000 alums who still view themselves as a part of Gator Nation and want to be investing in this place. There is no one person who can possibly lead this. What you want is a servant leader who tries to bring together the many different skills and attributes across the broad range of this special community and say, let's go forward together and build more. And that's clearly what Chair Hosseini and his board want to do as well. And so I've found this an amazingly welcoming and exciting community.
Well, along those lines of community, you've often written about the value of community and how you see it as being so vital to the way we move forward. What else do you see in Gainesville and in the UF community?
Well, I think something like the AI across the curriculum initiative is very visionary and forward-thinking. I think everybody who leaves a university in the next 5, 10, 15 years has to have an understanding of how quantification is becoming free. computing power, the marginal cost of it is going to fall towards zero. And so every repetitive task is going to ultimately become automated. And yet what makes us human is the qualitative. And so we need to understand the quantitative more because that's where the disruption's coming from. And yet the things that are uniquely human are about the good and the true and the beautiful and the breaking bread with people. We have bodies. We're not abstract minds that upload our consciousness onto the internet, although the internet is, destroying barriers of time and space to give markets reach all over the place, communications reach all across the country and the globe. And yet what's essentially human is the people that you can hug, the table you sit around, the little league that you coach. And so I think that Gainesville is that kind of place where people come for a time and then head out into the world, and yet they never really leave Gainesville.
We are the flagship university of the state, and land-grant institutions are a uniquely American idea. Tell us about what the land-grant institution of the future means to you.
Yeah, I think we will be amazed 10 and 15 years from now about all that happens across the 67 counties where we have a footprint that we didn't envision. Well, how did we not think that we were going to do this? At a healthcare delivery level, ag extension becomes educational extension in many of these communities. There's going to be public health utility. There's a lot of energy transition and climate issues that are going to need to be managed across 67 states. Obviously, some of the most interesting dynamic metros in the country are in Florida, and yet this is a state with 67 counties, the majority of which are rural and agricultural, and those communities can't be left behind. They need to be synced up to Miami. They need to be synced up to Tampa. They need to be synced up to Daytona. They need to be synced up to Gainesville. And our land grant mission and our ag extension across those 67 counties gives us the footprint to reach there.
I'm going to quote from one of your books now. This is in the book Them. You share a quote from Heraclitus, and that quote is, "Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become." So who do you see yourself becoming here at UF?
I want to serve this community by helping move us forward, by exploiting all the strengths that we have and getting more resources. Obviously, the chairman has been incredibly good at this. The growth of the recurring funds from Tallahassee going from $320 million a year to $600 million a year. This is not happening in other states across the country. And right now, the flagship brand and vision and mission of this institution are being celebrated by people all across the state. We need everyone to know they're welcome to be a part of Gator Nation, and I want to be a part of doing that sales work.
And one last question. How will you handle it if the Gators come face to face with the Huskers?
Turns out we're out of time. This has been a great interview. I really enjoyed our time together.
Very good. Touche.
I might have one bit of chips I'm going to spend on all things athletic. Right now Scott is the guy that we want to be making all major decisions, but there are scheduling things that I have veto power over.
All right. Well, we'll let you get away with that one. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
And we very much appreciate you making the time.